Welcome to Calendar Settings. Underneath this dashboard, you have several different tools at your disposal. Let's get a quick overview and then we'll go into detail. At the very top, you can see calendars, preferences, availability, and connections. The calendars view is where you can manage individual calendars of various types, service menus, rooms, equipment, and groups. Underneath preferences, you can choose your default meeting locations, time zones, and individual account preferences that affect the entire account. Underneath availability, you can choose and edit individual teams and edit their availability in one place, rather than having to go into individual profiles to adjust your time settings. You can choose individual team members from this dashboard. You also have connections. Connections allow you to switch between each one of your staff members and see the connected calendars, video conferencing, Google Organic Booking that they have attached to their account. You can also reintegrate and fix connections if they break here. Back to the calendar page, we can see our default calendars, our created calendars. We can edit current calendars, share them, troubleshoot them, and of course, go into more options such as moving to groups, duplicating, or deactivating. In most cases, you'll be clicking on New Calendar, choosing from one of your options depending on what best suits your needs, clicking on Create New Calendar, choosing a name, adding a description, selecting the team members that are attached to this calendar, choosing a custom URL, choosing the meeting duration, and if you want more settings, you can click on Advanced Settings. If not, you'll click on Confirm. After the calendar is created, you will see them here. If you want to group calendars and have them show up on one combined page, click on More Options, click on Move to Group, and you can choose one of your groups. If it's unassigned, you will not be able to attach it. You can always click on New Group, select a name, choose the URL, and after the group is created, you can choose some of your calendars that you want to attach. You can add multiple calendars to one group. Once you have a group created, you can edit the group, share it, rearrange, and deactivate. When you share the group, a page will show up, and you can choose a scheduling link or an embed code for this calendar. Opening one of those groups will show you the ability to choose between multiple calendars if you want your people to be able to choose between them. Clicking on an individual calendar, on the share, you have a couple of options. You can share a scheduling link, and there are two different types. A one-time link that will only allow the person to book once via this link, and of course, an embed code. Moving to the service menu, you can add additional service menus based on the service calendar that you need. If you'd like to add rooms, you can add a new room, choose the name of that room, the total capacity, and the selected calendar that is attached. You'll need a service calendar in order to set up a room. If you have equipment that you want to manage, you can add new equipment, choose a name, description, total amount of the quantity that you have, and if you have any out of service. You'll need a service calendar in order to associate equipment. Underneath the Preferences page, you can choose the default meeting location, whether it's custom, Zoom, Google Meet, phone, full address, or Microsoft Teams. Underneath Custom Meeting Location, you can put in a URL or an address or any descriptions that you need. You can view appointments in the default business time zone or choose one of your own. Once you're happy with your settings, click on Save Preferences. Under Account Preferences, you can choose which day of the week your account starts on. This will affect the calendar view under Calendars. You can choose whether or not the service menu, rooms, and equipments are visible. And of course, you can choose the default preferences for your calendar widgets, such as language, time format, and the view options for the day of the week that it starts on. Save your preferences here. Underneath availability, we can choose our user that we want to edit, whether it's you or another team member, and you can choose one of your schedules. In this case, we have work hours. Looks like I'm pretty happy with these settings. I will go and create a new schedule, such as weekend. For weekend hours, I'll choose one of the calendars that's associated with this team member, and I'll choose the days that they are available. Maybe Lacey is only available until 10 p.m. Once we're happy with all these settings underneath this created schedule, we can save those changes. This will then apply to all calendars that Lacey is attached to, and it'll take into account both the default availability on the calendar and the individual. So as long as there's openings on both the calendar's availability and the user's availability, those booking times will show up. Under connections, we can choose the staff, go to a connected calendar, and add new connections such as Google Calendar, Outlook, iCloud, Calendly. Under video conferencing, we have Google Meet, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams. These will affect our video conferencing, Google Organic Booking. Underneath calendar configuration, we have the ability to choose a linked calendar, which we can choose from one of our available calendars. We can choose a conflict calendar to check against, and we can hide event details so that only the third-party details will show up.